Not all photo color correction can be done with the automatic tools, and that's because photos are more complicated. They're composed of shadows, which are the darkest parts of the photos, highlights, which are the brightest parts, and then midtones, which are kind of in between. In this photo that you see here, you see a close-up of a little girl's face. We're going to use the histogram panel, which you have not used yet, to see the unbalance of colors. And as you know, all of my panels are under the window menu. So I am opening histogram. And here you can see all of the different colors and how they are unequal and unbalanced. So the first thing I want to do is I want to go to the image menu and adjustments. And then down here about halfway, you'll find threshold. And it is going to pop up and make this look a little evil. I want to move the slider, this slider right here, just to the left of the mountain, and that's going to reveal the darkest place in the photo. Right there. So these are the darkest places that you see. Okay, you can see a little bit in the mouth, you can see some areas around the eyes, that's because there's shadows there, and of course up here where the trellis was. Okay, I'm going to choose one of these dark areas, and I'm going to choose the fence area to do that. If I hold the shift key down, you notice I have this little eyedropper here. If I hold the shift key down, what that does is it's going to put a little probe so that I can mark that spot. So I'm going to click there. And see that little probe that popped up? It put a little marker there. Okay. Now I'm going to move the slider to the right of the mountain to reveal the brightest spots. So as I slide this over, okay, and I'm going to get to here where I about don't have anything left. And so it looks like the brightest parts are up here around where her hair is, okay? So I am going to put a probe right here to mark that spot, holding down the shift key. Okay, so I've got two probes there, one here and one here. Now, I'm not actually going to click OK here, okay? I'm going to hit cancel. What this does is the areas will be marked when we go to our next step. So I'm going to hit cancel. Now, Photoshop has a way that we can make adjustments that don't compromise the original photo. So in my layers panel, I am going to find this icon here. It looks like the two-sided cookie. I'm going to create what is called a new fill or adjustment layer. If I click on it, I have a selection. You'll see that these are the same ones that were up here under image and adjustments. It's here too. However, doing it this way, it doesn't destruct the original photo. Okay, so when I come here, I am going to choose curves from this drop-down list. And I'm going to use the eyedroppers at the bottom of the sample, actually over here at the side of the sample. Here I have the black point, the midpoint, and the highlight. Okay, so the shadow, the midpoint, and the highlight. I'm going to choose the midpoint first. Oh, actually, let me do this first. I'm going to choose, okay, so when I click the shadow, notice what pops up. My little marker where I picked the darkest spot that I wanted. So I'm going to go ahead and click there. And notice the color change that happens in the photo so far. Then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to choose my highlight. And I'm going to highlight right here in what I believe is the highlight part. And that made a huge improvement in that photo. And then the third one, the midpoint, I'm supposed to select the most neutral color. So I'm going to come down here towards where the pavement is. It's kind of blurred. And I selected in the kind of leafy area. I'm not sure if I like that one, so I'm going to Command Z and back out. I'm going to click on the gray, and that brightened it up quite a bit too. I'm going to Command Z and test out that. I like the brown, the leafy part down here better. So I'm going to click that. Now, if you look here in this adjustments panel, you can see the sliders of the different points and how they changed. If I look down here in my layers panel, notice that my background layer is still here and a new layer was put on top of it. That is the adjustment layer for curves. If I want to see the difference between my original photo and this one, all I have to do is click on this eyeball and notice the difference that makes. So that is non-destructive editing using the curves. So sometimes it takes a little practice because you don't know exactly where you want an adjustment to be. You would maybe have to go in here and look how, now obviously I'm ruining it now, but notice how you can bend these, okay? So if you don't like the way something pops out the first time or how something changes, you can always make adjustments. And then of course you can use Command Z to undo. You can also use your history panel to undo.